Here are 8 things that veteran Uber and Lyft drivers are doing right now to survive COVID-19. Hello, welcome. My name is Jay. Nice to meet you. And I have my colleague here,
Brandon here.
And we are from Gridwise, a network of over 105,000 active gig, rideshare, and delivery drivers across the United States. We are in 42 cities and have a free mobile application out there on both Android and iOS platforms. I am the customer success manager at Gridwise, and Brandon, you are
the marketing lead, growth lead, growth lead.
I'll go ahead and start with the first thing that every veteran driver does, and that is to understand all the financial assistance being offered by the federal government right now. I am talking about everything the CARES Act has enabled. Pandemic unemployment assistance. We have PPP loans, which are paycheck protection loans. You have grants out there. There's literally money out there. I was just going to say free money, but it's not free money because we all paid for it with our taxes in the past. How do you take advantage of this? How do you keep track of all of this information? Well, have us do it. Have Brandon and I do the hard work and lifting for you. This is our job. We are literally paid to spend all day looking up all the facts out there and sift and digest and give you the correct and timely information. Ain't that right, Brandon?
Yes, it is. Definitely. So in our video content and our blog content in the app, we are dedicated to ensuring drivers maximize their income both on and off the road. So that does certainly mean when it comes to unemployment, which a lot of drivers still need to get and are going to need to get, we're definitely a go-to resource for understanding all those options that you have. So keep a lookout for us.
If you have not already, subscribe to our channel and turn on that notification bell because of tip number 1. What did I just tell you before 2 minutes ago? Yes, we take care of all the heavy lifting. We make sure to find the right and relevant information and send it to you at the right time so you don't have to worry about missing a thing. Okay, so go ahead, do us that favor right now. Click the subscribe button, tap the notification bell, and while you're at it, look up Gridwise. Links in description below. Gridwise is a free app to download and use. What's our second veteran driver tip here?
Well, it's basically to follow the rules that the TNCs outline. So there are obviously a lot of new rules with COVID. Biggest being, of course, wearing a face mask. I know not everyone agrees with wearing a face mask. I'm not going to get too political here, but not everyone wants to wear a face mask. Not everyone thinks that you should be made to wear a face mask. But the rules of the TNC are the rules of the TNC. If you are not wearing a face mask and a passenger tells, which they probably are, if you're not wearing a face mask, you run a high risk of deactivation. So simply put, whether you like it or not, we're in a position right now where if you're going to drive for Uber, if you're going to drive for Lyft, you got to follow those rules. That is one thing. Another thing is that sometimes even if you wear your face mask, passengers are going to say that, oh, they didn't wear their face mask just to be assholes and get a free ride. It happens all the time. Happened pre-COVID, will happen post-COVID. That's just how it is. So what you should do if you're a driver is invest in a dash cam. We're not going to give you any affiliate links. We don't need to make money off of this, but go on Amazon, find the cheapest dash cam that you can that works decently well, has decent reviews going both looking out of the car and most importantly inside the car, to make sure that you always have evidence that you are wearing a face mask, because we have heard too many stories about drivers being deactivated unfairly because of a passenger's fraudulent claim. So wear your face mask, follow the rules, and document that you did.
That is such a funny tip, but super common. And I hope that everybody that's listening take it seriously, because you're right. These things happen pre-coronavirus, and they're happening still, and they'll happen well after. Which sets us up for third veteran driver tip, and that's setting up some kind of physical barrier between you and your passenger. Now, I don't mean actually welding your car shut from driver's side versus passenger side. I just mean setting up some simple sort of ad hoc, maybe even a plastic barrier. And there are some on the market right now. In the spirit of not being too advertising and giving everybody a fair chance, I suggest you just Google that for yourself. But there are products out there where you can easily, using Velcro straps, affix some kind of plastic barrier that provides you better than nothing protection between you and the stranger in the back seat. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, hey, Jay, what if like the passenger wants to sit in the front seat? Well, you can't do that anymore. Why? Because Uber and Lyft banned that. You are no longer allowed to sit in the front seat, and you must wear at all times a face mask. So that gets rid of that situation. So go ahead and Google that yourself and set some kind of physical barrier up, which leads us to veteran tip number 4, Brandon.
Very important thing, and I kind of think a lot of drivers have gotten the hang of this a little bit here. Diversify your income stream, because if there is anything that I think this situation has taught all of us, is that we have no idea what's coming and what's going to happen, and drivers need to be prepared for everything. If there's a gigantic wave in November and everything shuts down again, no one's going to take rides again. Rides might be kind of coming back now, but they might not be in November. Same thing with, delivery is definitely much more likely to be stable in November or growing still. Same with grocery. So diversify your income stream. Don't be just a rideshare driver. Drivers, you have to stop thinking of yourself like that, to be honest. Put yourself in terms of, I'm a gig worker, I'm a gig driver. Look at your Postmates, look at your Instacarts of the world. Look at Uber is launching their own delivery service via Corner Shop. Start to look at that stuff. Diversify yourself so that if there is whatever happens, you're going to be ready, and there's going to be a service that you not only are signed up for, but you're familiar with and you know how to work, right? To make sure that whatever happens, you have an income stream. So that is key for drivers right now.
Reminds me of that old saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Do not put all your eggs in one basket. A lot of folks got caught with a ton of Uber eggs.
Yeah,
a lot of Uber eggs out there, but Uber
in their
eggs,
one basket.
Those went to shit real quick.
We have earnings data showing Instacart users on our platform tracking their earnings, reporting anywhere from $18 to $21 earnings per hour.
Yeah, last week I think drivers made grocery shoppers on using Instacart. They made I think $19.66 per hour. So, and you have to think, like, with Instacart and a lot of delivery, like, you don't have the same expenses. Your vehicle expenses, your gas expenses are much less. So yeah, it definitely works out. It's not like it was pre-COVID where, oh man, Uber Eats isn't paying me shit. Uber Eats pays pretty well now. Even Uber Eats, you're getting 16-ish bucks an hour on average, which is a little bit less than what we're seeing with rideshare, which is somewhere from between like 19 and 21 usually. But if you are smart and then you attack that during like the right times, it's still very, very, very profitable. So diversify. Which
brings me to our next veteran driver tip, which is to keep yourself open to earnings opportunities from all sorts of platforms and services by diligently tracking your earnings and your performance across everything that you do. And how do you do this? The simplest way to do this is to, again, let us do the hard work for you. Download Gridwise today. It is a free app to use, no cost to you. GPS mileage tracker automatically lets you track your work miles, at which point when you're done with your shift, simply enter all your earnings across each platform. We give you all kinds of pretty graphs, bar charts, and vital metrics such as which service is making you the most money per hour and what times and days are you making the most money per hour. super important to keep track of your performance, because I'm telling you, if you don't, you're going to get caught in just a habit. And those of you stuck in that habit without really figuring out what's working for you or what's not working for you, you're going to make less money in the long run, especially during COVID-19. So make sure you check out GridWise today, especially our earnings feature.
This next one is kind of an obvious one. Like, you're not going to be able to always do this, but as much as you can, drive with your windows open. And not every passenger, I should say, is going to be okay with you doing this. Sometimes like, I don't want the window open. It's cold. It's hot, whatever. But if you can, just like get that air flowing out of your car. As we know, face masks obviously help a lot. And we know that, a lot of the virus is passed through basically water vapor that's coming from your mouth when you breathe, right? Just opening the window just pushes all of that water vapor in like different ways, so it's not just coming right at you. So you're breathing in everyone's germs that may or may not include like the virus here. So open your windows. I don't have any scientific studies to say that works, but it seems like a little bit of a common sense thing to me to just try to ventilate your vehicle. And actually, the CDC might have said you should do that. But either way, open your windows.
Open your windows. And I know we're laughing about it because it seems like such a simple thing, and like you said, common sense. But yeah, man, it's a respiratory virus that spreads through the air. So roll them windows down and keep them down as you're moving. Which brings me to the next veteran driver tip. And that is to sanitize your high touch areas. And what do I mean by high touch? I'm talking about your door handles, your seat belts. Okay, the little button, the red button that releases your seat belts. Do that. A lot of people don't think about this, but the headrest, the back of the headrest, some passenger might be back there coughing into the headrest. Make sure you wipe that all down, including any other places where it might come in contact with a potential infected person. Now, not all sanitizers are created equal, and that is a scientific fact. I'm sorry, you cannot use some cleaners that don't have any kind of antimicrobial ingredients. You have to use, I think the CDC recommends an alcohol-based cleanser, 70% at least in alcohol concentration. So be sure to look into that. And I believe the CDC also released guidelines saying that some Lysol products are now effective against coronaviruses. So again, links in the description below for everything that we mentioned. If go ahead and check it. We'll have all this information down there.
One more here, and I think this is a really important one. And given that we are a company for rideshare and delivery drivers, maybe not one that you would expect, but what I would say for rideshare and delivery drivers is also to think about how you can be making more money off the road. Think about how, and a lot of drivers, you are in a position where you could be looking for a career change. You could be trying to start something different. Obviously, most drivers want flexibility. You could have family reasons, and you need to, be around for family. That's why you're driving. Whatever that may be, we obviously understand that. But I would totally look at other options for you to make more money out of your driving seat, right? So whether that be thinking about, we've been talking to a lot of drivers that have been going to a lot of coding boot camps, right? And they have been really successful in terms of getting into these boot camps and starting them up. And some of them are starting to get like different job prospects, also freelance prospects. A lot of them are just becoming kind of these freelance like coders and freelance developers and designers and things like that. So that's something to really think about as well. So
everything that we mentioned in the description below, links to all the relevant websites, guidelines, and even products. If you have questions at all about what we mentioned in today's video, you know where to go, the comment section below. Once again, this is Jay
and Brandon.
And make sure you subscribe and like and share today's content, and we will see you on more videos.